All right. I am an hour and a half early. I was supposed to, well, this was originally scheduled yesterday as far as this live stream is concerned. And then I pushed it to today at 3 o'clock p.m. But I decided to start this an hour and a half earlier because I have things to do later on. I'm a busy guy, I have a life. Yeah, I have things to do. But anyhow, right? So it's funny how you have I don't know, a lot of you guys in this current Black Manosphere online community, you guys are just some strange people. You're very strange. You guys at first, you guys will make videos talking about the 1.0 era, talking about how they was not as effective as the 2.0 era. And then you guys will make a video saying that the difference between Black Manosphere 1.0 and Black Manosphere 2.0 is myself. Then you turn around and ask this very disingenuous question stating, hey, where's the proof of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing? Thus, insinuating that 1.0 never existed. you know, you basically trying to say that there was not a prior generation of Black male content creators that came on YouTube before you and spoke about the topics that you guys are talking about today, but instead put more substance, speak about more substance. Understand this, right? We all should know by now that YouTube existed ever since what, 2005, right? It's 2023. So it's been about what, 18 years since YouTube existed? So you mean to tell me a website that existed in 2005 and it's impossible for a generation of Black male content creators to actually arrive on YouTube during the decade of the 2000s and speak about similar topics that you guys are talking about right now? I mean, use your brain for a minute. Do you guys think that no so-called black male came on YouTube and spoke about the whole gender dynamics between black males and females and spoke about what's going on in the community prior to 2015? When you got people who's actually proven to be here before 2015 telling you what went on back then. So since some people ask for evidence, I will provide the evidence. And I have to give a special shout out to Solon Black, also known as Kes Solon Black, and also known as Patriotic Vet on the website rumble.com. Like I've said several times before, Solon Black now exclusively make content on rumble.com. And the link to his Rumble page is in the video description box underneath this video. All right. So shout out to him because BGS, right? BGS, his dumbass. He actually went to one of Solon Black's videos on Rumble and asked that same disingenuous question to Solon Black, stating, hey, give me evidence of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing. And Solon Black did just that. So what I'm going to do, right? First of all, what I'm actually going to do, I'm actually going to show you content on YouTube that has existed on YouTube for about 13 to 14 years from Black Manosphere 1.0 content creators that's still up on YouTube right now. Right? So let me provide this screenshot. Hold on. Yeah, you're going to learn today. Yeah, you dumb motherfuckers gonna learn today. You know, you dumb motherfuckers gonna learn today. All right, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Let me take this. Okay, I have to take the banner down. All right. Let me see. All right. Yeah, yeah, we here. Okay. The hell? You know what? Let me take this shit down. Hold on for one moment. Let me remove this shit. Yeah, I might as well. Yeah, show the entire screen. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me give you exhibit number one. Pink Elephant, a member of so-called Black Manosphere 1.0, who I spoke about in my video series called The History of the Black Manosphere, right? Check this out. This is his video, his channel that is still up. And let me show you his video catalog. This is going back, you see this? It says 9 years ago, right? His last video that he put up was 9 years ago. So let me go down. Let me go down the list. And shout outs to Soul and Black because I got this from Soul and Black when he provided this on a Rumble to BGS. So what I'm doing, I'm bringing out what Soul and Black provided partially. I'm bringing out what Soul and Black provided from Rumble and putting it on YouTube because a lot of you motherfuckers don't go to Rumble like that. Look at Pink Elephant's video catalog. You know, 12 years ago. 12 years ago. You know, this is a member of the Black Manosphere 1.0 alumni. What up, BMT? BMT, I know you made a comment, but I didn't read the full comment. Look. Tell the truth. Stop lying to the second, third party 12 years ago, right? Understanding where the past generation went wrong 12 years ago. She has a good paying job versus she has a career 12 years ago. Let's go down the list. Look, damn, he still got videos. Still got videos 12 years ago. That will be 12 years ago. That will be what? 2011? We in 2013, 2023. 12 years ago would be 2011, right? Let's go down the line. Ooh, still, this brother still got videos. Damn. 13 years ago. Okay? 2010. 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Look at this. 13 years ago. Okay? Why Steve Harvey and others don't represent us. You know, even now, still, every once in a while, people in the so-called Black Manosphere of today want to speak about Steve Harvey. Well, my man Pink Elephant was talking about this motherfucker 13 years ago. Come on now. Let's go down 13 years ago. See, this is evidence of content from Black Manosphere 1.0 existing. Now, granted, like as I stated in my video series called The History of the Black Manosphere, I stated that a large portion of content from Black Manosphere 1.0, as we call it today, got deleted because a lot of the channels got flagged. Because in Black YouTube, the very first flagging wars, the Black Manosphere 1.0 was the victims of. You know, Black Manosphere 1.0 were the victims of the very first flag wars within Black YouTube. Thus, a lot of the channels within that within 1.0 got taken down. Thus, a whole lot of content was gone. Thus, Thus, a fellow member of 1.0 named Dredson created an independent um, hosting site called GenerationX.net. And once he created that, a lot of the 1.0 members said, you know what? Fuck YouTube. We have our own website. So we're going to put content there. And guess what? I have the archives to GenerationX.net, the home of Black Manosphere 1.0, in your motherfucking face right here. But, I'll show you that a little later. Oh, here's the Titian. Okay, I'll show you that a little later. Let me go back to Pink Elephant's page. Look, still got videos coming down. I know some of you guys have some comments right now. Still got videos from 13 years ago talking about where's the proof of 1.0 existing. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Hold on. What up, Ronan? What up, Chaos Rain? What up? Mansfield Hall of Fame. What's good? Ronan Unsung was good. Chaos, you new to my channel? Come on now. Yeah, Big B Kel, Morale TV. Yeah. Ronan Unsung. Rick Scorpio, Soul and Black. Yeah. Yup. Real Menelin 73. Come on now. Ronan. Pink Elephant, Kobe, NBA West. Exactly. Black Men, Vent, Avenue, Rants, Stylistic, Sergeant Willie P, Captain Solo, Thug Titian. Come on. You know it. What up? What up, Khalil Bell? What's going on? BMT says, I'm just asking, how do you get to 1.0, skip to 3.0? Wouldn't have to be something before that. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, BMT, but okay. BMT was those channels collaborating or have any form set up? We have forms set up in Block Talk Radio because at that time there was no live stream on YouTube or on GenerationX.net. So in order to make collaborations and have a panel together, we went on Block Talk Radio, and Soul and Black have examples of that. But let me go back to Pink Elephant's page. Come on, look at the video catalog. Still, look, all these videos from 13 years ago by Pink Elephant, a fellow member of Black Manosphere 1.0. Look, 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Look at this. Still got videos, boy. Pink Elephant. Look, now Pink Elephant most likely moved on with his life. Look, now you're seeing videos from Pink Elephant that's dated 14 years ago. Come on now. Come on. The Coming to America complex and African relationships, right? Most likely in this video, he's speaking about the relationship between so-called African Americans and Africans. Sound like it. And if it's true, then guess what? What you guys talk about with the FBA ADOS thing and the relationships with the Africans and other blacks in diaspora is nothing new. As a matter of fact, we were speaking about it years ago, back then, especially the Hebrew Israelite brothers back then. The Hebrew Israelite brothers back then was talking about the relationships between African immigrants and so-called black Americans back 14, 15 years ago on YouTube. Come on now. What you guys talk about today is nothing new. Let's go. 14 years ago from Pink Elephant. Look, the catalog still goes on. Where's the proof of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing? Well, here's Exhibit A. All right, from Pink Elephant. So I'm going to put the link to his channel in the chat. What's up, Mike V? What's up, AM1? What's up, Complex Design? What's going on? What's up, Mr. DJ? Mr. DJ Music. Come on. I know Mike V remember Pink Elephant. I know as a fact Mike V remembers Pink Elephant. Oh, let me show you someone else. All right. Exhibit B. Where's the proof of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing? Well, here's Exhibit B. Okay. From Macedon. All right. another member of what we now call Black Manosphere 1.0. And look, his videos goes back 8 years ago. 8 years ago, okay, 12 years ago. Okay, 12 years ago, 2011. All right. Africa, the American media doesn't show. In his content, he speaks about so-called black females and the gender dynamics or the relationship dynamics between the so-called black males and females. But he also speak about other topics concerning so-called Black America or the so-called Black community. Right? Look, so his video is going back 13 years ago. Define successful black men. 13 years ago. Okay, here's the proof in your face. 13 years ago. Black women jumping the fence out of frustration. Today, the Black Manosphere will call that swirling or divestment. Well, guess what? Brothers was from the 1.0 era was talking about that 13 years ago. Come on now. What you guys are talking about today is nothing new. Where's the evidence of so-called Black Manosphere 1.0 existing? Here it is, Exhibit B. Are black men selfish for not dating single black mothers? Uh-oh. Once again, what you guys talk about today in the so-called Black Manosphere is nothing new. All right. We were speaking about single mothers back then, 13 years ago. But we was also speaking about other aspects of Black America also. We did not just stick to the relationship dynamics. Come on now. Look, 14 years ago. 14 years ago. Look. Here's more evidence of so-called Black Manosphere 1.0 existing. Come on now, 14 years ago. Okay. Now let's look at Exhibit C. All right. Thugtician. Well, this is not Thugtician's original page, but this is a page where someone have re-uploaded Thugtician's videos. And it's going back between 12 to 13 years ago. Okay. All right. So here's another exhibit, Exhibit D. I'll go back to the archive screenshots of GenerationX.net. Once again, Mike V and also Soul and Black. And a lot of people from the 1.0 era are aware of the website called GenerationX.net. All right. Once again, GenerationX.net was an independent hosting site that was created by a fellow member of Black Manosphere 1.0 named Dredson. And he created this independent website as a result of so many members of 1.0 being flagged from YouTube between 2008 and 2009. So thus the brothers back then said, fuck YouTube. We're going on our own website and we're going to say whatever the hell we want without having to worry about getting flagged. And when you first entered this website back then, this is how the layout generally looks like. And you see there's, on the left side, you could sign in and you could watch videos that's featured. And a lot of Sergeant Willie Pete's videos was featured in the website, but you also had videos that spoke about politics, U.S. military chief, war, certain things like that, biofuels, certain things talk about domestic and world politics, talk about the news, speak about history. And once again, these are archive screenshots. And this is going back to, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, this goes back over to June of 2008. So let me go back to, oh, no. Let me go back to June of 2008 with this one. Oh, can't. Okay. Let me see something. All right, hold on. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, February 2010. Okay, February 2010. GenerationX.net existed between 2008 and 2009, but I'm showing you an archive screenshot from 2010. So let's move it forward. Okay. So, okay. Here we go. June 19th, 2010. Let's go. Some more archive screenshots of the old website, GenerationX.net. Once again, this was the homepage where you could find featured videos. You see? Where's the evidence of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing? Well, I'm showing you Exhibit D. Archive screenshots of the legendary website called GenerationX.net. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now here we go. Let's go to another date. Okay. Now we're going to August 16th, 2010. Okay. Here's another screenshot of the homepage of GenerationX.net on that date. Featured video 60 Minutes exposes Israel. Here's Pink Elephant on Generation X. Talking about my take on Dr. Laura, whoever. Some more featured videos from Sergeant Willie Pete. Some more videos on politics. Israel threatens Palestine. Yeah. Shoot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fast forward this to December 16th, 2010. Okay. December 16th, 2010. Where's the evidence of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing? Well, here's Exhibit D. All right. Still more archive screenshots of GenerationX.net. All right. Of the homepage of GenerationX.net on that day. Oh, no. Okay. My mistake. This is not from December 16, 2010. This is from November 22nd, 2010, as you can see in the upper right hand corner of this screen, right? Let me see something. Yeah. Yeah. Look at Sugar Bum trolling and stuff. What up, Man of Tomorrow? Man of Tomorrow says before he started lying about Manosphere 1.0, he already had the answer by going to a 1.0 person and getting the history. Exactly. As the disaster teacher actually admitted. He admitted that, right? He admitted that he supposedly speak to many people from 1.0 and then turn around and asking this disingenuous question saying, where's the proof of 1.0 existing? Like, how could you do that? yo, yo. And you mean to tell me not enough people question him on it? Well, the only people that question it seems like the only people that questions him on it is Soul and Black, MOT, Mike V, and now myself. Well, I'm not questioning him on it. I'm actually showing him the evidence. And also my man DC, DC the Code Breaker. Come on now. Like, how could you be this disingenuous? But let me go back to to Exhibit D of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing. And to respond to Sugar Bum, yes, we were speaking about so-called black females and the gender dynamics at that time, but we was also speaking about other issues. Okay, now let me fast forward this. Okay, oh, I was there before. Okay, November 22nd, 2010. When you look at the upper right-hand corner, the Brotherhood. Okay, from Sergeant Willie P. Another video, the ugly face of Israel. You know, video on world politics. Afghanistan demands, yeah. And when Brothers spoke about politics from the 1.0 era. We went deep. We went so in depth. Okay. Now let me fast forward this when it comes to, let me continue to fast forward this. Okay. So this is all before 2015, aka before the birth of Black Manosphere 2.0. Excuse me, 2.0. All right. More Sergeant Willie Pete videos. Let me fast forward this. Yeah. Back then, 12 years ago, speaking about black consumerism. You know, back then, 12 years ago, brothers was critiquing the Obama administration. Come on now. And this is dated October 4th, 2011. Let's fast forward this. All right. Come on now. And yes, once again, of course, back then we was talking about the gender dynamics between the so-called black male and female. Yes. But we were also speaking about other topics that was relative towards Black America and America overall. Come on now. All right. Here you go. Right? Here you go. But let me, okay, so that's enough of this. You know, these archives actually answer these questions. So let me go back to, okay, I want to go to this right here. Mm-hmm.
Hello, brothers and sisters.
Okay. Well, shout outs to my brother Soul and Black. You know, my brother from another mother. So what I'm going to show you is a snippet of this video that he made on Rumble a month ago, shutting up the disaster teacher called BGS Ibmore. So I'm going to copy and paste the link to this video on in the chat. Yeah, Stick 187. I remember Stick 187. Yeah, Stick 187. I remember him and the Stick movement. Yeah. Oh, that was circa 2008. I remember that. You know. Yeah, yeah. Let BGS tell it. He invented the wheel. Yeah, yeah. All right, so let me go and go back to, okay. Here's Soul and Blacks. Here's a snippet of Soul and Blacks video, right?
Hello, brothers.
Let me know if you could hear it.
Sisters, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? We have a special visitor came over to Rumble to the channel. What's his name? Black Gnostic. Oh yeah, BGS. What's wrong? Your panties got in a bunch because I told the truth? I mean, seriously. If you have proof of what you claim, then produce the evidence. Did that already, and it's already there.
So let me pause it for a minute, right? I'm showing you the video, well, what I stated earlier in this stream, in which Soul and Black made a video critiquing 2.0, and then BGS, who was watching the video and who got an account on rumble.com, came on Soul and Black's one of Soul and Black's video on rumble.com, asking the questions to Soul and Black that he disingenuously asked on YouTube, asking where is the proof of Black Manosphere 1.0 existing. So Soul and Black showed it to him. So I'll continue playing. In this video, Soul and Black showed him the proof.
So if you want to look, just go look. You don't want to look, then don't. That's your business. I am not playing your game. I don't have to play your game. Not at all. Especially over here in Rumble. I ain't play none of that dumbass shit that you do over there on YouTube. And you can go look on your YouTube. YouTube still got the body of work still floating there. Just go look. Problem is you don't know what to look for, do you?
You heard what Soul and Black said? He said YouTube still got the body of work. And I showed you guys some of that body of work that is still on YouTube. I still showed it to you. I just showed it to you guys.
You don't know the names. You don't know nothing. But you talking mad crap about 1.0, but you don't know nothing. You weren't even around. Really? Where were you? Oh, you weren't. Oh, yeah, that's right. So you weren't there. So you have a narrative that you're putting out there, but you weren't there. I was. Problem with that. So you go ahead and talk all that crap if you want to. I've heard nothing superior. Why would you say you would anyway, even if you did? That would go anti you guys, right? That would mess up 2.0, right? David Carroll was superior. Tommy Sotomayor was superior. I know I was. I know Sarge was. I know Thug was. And a host of other.
Yo, hold up, guys. Can you guys hear it? Were you guys able? Can you hear it? Can you hear everything? Let me know if you're able to hear the video in the comment section. What's up, Pastor? What's up, Complex Design? What's up, Shaka Nulu? What's up? Okay, you guys can hear it. All right. So I'll go back to Soul and Blacks. Okay, y'all could hear it. Good, excellent. So I'll go back and continue playing Soul and Black's video. Soul and Black ate up BGS, the disaster teacher, in this one. So much that BGS never came back on Soul and Black's channel on Rumble. That old ass motherfucker ran away with pink pantyhose on. Bitch ass nigga. Let me continue playing my brother's video.
The names Calvary's here, Black Authority, Professor Black Truth. I mean, Tariq Nasheed. We put out so much stuff, man. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. But ask Tariq Nasheed. He can even tell you. Were they doing a scrubbing campaign on his channel? I bet you they were. You guys know it was a scrubbing campaign. You know that already. So to ask the foolishness that you're asking is, I guess you think that I.
Yeah, let me pause it. Yeah. T. Smitty, Wise Nubian, Iceman, aka Mad Voodoo Man. Come on, yeah. Perfection in Progress. He know it. What's up, Tony Anthems? What's up? Oh, Shaka Nulu said that he uploaded some of Thugtician's videos. Yeah. I'll continue playing.
I'm stupid. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not. Okay. It would be helpful that I was for you, but I'm not. So you're going to have to take that back. You can go talk that foolishness to those folks who weren't there, just like you. They'll believe it. Not the people who were. Has no relevance to us because we know that that's garbage. And that's what makes you a little uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, so uncomfortable, you actually came over to Rumble? Really? Thought you were happy over there in YouTube land. What you doing over here? Must have shook something. That's the only reason why you're even over here, right? Because you got shook. Let's keep it real. You got shook. But let's go on. Let me show you something. The body of work I can produce if I need to. I don't have to, but I can produce it. I'm going to go ahead and let you try to do what you revisionists love to do. And then when I get fed up and sick of it, then I'm just going to crush you. I'm getting close. Say some more stupid stuff. And you may find yourself buried under a mountain of truth that you can't get from under. But I did give you a link though, just to give.
All right, let me fast forward this. I'm not going to show you the whole video. I'm just going to fast forward this. If you want to watch the video in its entirety, once again, I put the link to this specific video in the chat. So you can scroll up a little bit in the chat. It's from Soul and Black, Soul and Black, also known as Patriotic Vet on rumble.com.
And the subject matter, of course, that's my video and that's my honest part. I think he did a 1 and 2 series or something. Oh, wait a minute. This is Davilo. 2 Davilo, I guess, whatever. I don't know how you would.
Okay. What Soul and Black did here is that he showed a screenshot of one of his old videos from the time of Black Manosphere 1.0. And at that time, this is how the YouTube layout used to look like. Because we all know every now and again, YouTube update its layout and it looks different time after time again. Now you could tell this is from more than a decade ago if you guys was on YouTube at that time. But those of us who was on YouTube at that time, we're familiar with this layout. Thus, we know that this screenshot is a genuine screenshot of content or video from that time. But I think this channel got shut down because Soul and Black got flagged on Soul and Black's channel got flagged on YouTube so many times. It's not even funny. Why do you think he stopped making videos on YouTube and go to Rumble? But I'll continue playing the video.
Let me just scroll it down so you guys can see it somewhat. That's his name. The video was 5 years ago. Interesting though. Look at this. I want you to pay attention. Not only what's in the subject matter. Of course, that's my video and that's my picture. By the way, that's when I actually was. I kept myself online. People ask me, "Well, how come you don't use an avatar?" Because there's certain reasons why I did that. Okay, but nonetheless, it was my own personal reasons why I wanted to have that off. It wasn't bad or anything. It was just to make sure I didn't have to deal with certain madness. I didn't want to.
Let me pause for a bit. You know the disaster teacher and any other naysayer who try to make it seem as if 1.0 didn't exist is being shut down when there's people in my comment section giving names of members of Black Manosphere 1.0. I'll continue playing the video.
To deal with. You know, I did live in Hollywood. I lived on the West Coast. I understand how things can get. So I was like, time for me to just chill out. If they saw my face, they would know. But it was like, that was my face right there. That's Kesto and Black. You see it right there, right? That's a different channel that I had. That wasn't even, that's one of the ones down. It's like a 5th, 6th, 7th, I don't know. Stop simping now. Oh, that was off the video you did. Oh, wait a minute. You were talking about the wall of, what was that? What does it say? Oh, black pilled Gnostic. Oh, the wall of signs versus the wall of indifference. Unfortunately for you, you don't know that the wall of silence already has the indifference baked in. Exactly. I did a video.
That's just me fast forwarding the video when Soul and Black was looking at one of the disaster teacher's videos. Shoot, when the disaster teacher tried to separate the wall of silence from something called the wall of indifference, when the wall of silence, which is a philosophy that was created by Soul and Black, was about indifference. When Soul and Black came out with the wall of silence, he was talking about indifference. So how are you going to separate the wall of silence from indifference when the wall of silence was about males being indifferent? Come on now. But let me fast forward it a bit.
I do. He was a young cat too. I miss Pink Elephant. Pink Elephant covered and explains a lot of the issues that we discussed. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Oh, when he showed you Pink Elephant. Yeah. And this brother down here, rest in peace to him. This is another member of so-called Black Manosphere 1.0. All right. This brother, right, his name on YouTube was International Booby. All right. And he passed away, unfortunately, in 2014. I think he died of heart issues, I think. You know, I was cool with this brother because I spoke to him. Me and him, we used to speak on the phone from time to time. Man, yeah.
And that's still on YouTube too. So you can go find it if you want. Anyway, then you have me, of course, and then my man, International Booby. Rest in peace, bro. Good brother, man. We had a lot of good dudes, man. See, a lot of our guys also passed away too.
Yep. What did I just tell you?
It'd be a shock to you. You know, you had Kevin Samuels, he passed away. This is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, Kevin Samuels Christ was not the only black male content creator that passed away, you know. Of course, we had many, unfortunately, many brothers in the past from the 1.0 era who passed away, unfortunately, and who actually give a damn about black males. They give a damn more than Kevin Samuels.
They passed away. They were contributors. They assisted in a lot of diversity. International Booby was on some other stuff where he also understood all these things. He was cool about that, but he also tried to get us to do other things as well, besides dealing with black women and stuff like that. He ended up passing away.
Yeah, because International Booby, who hailed from Minnesota, he was into activism. He was into going out into the community, and he was into actually doing a lot of community activist work. I remember me and him was speaking on the phone about it, and we were supposed to collaborate. He was supposed to come here to New York one day, and we were supposed to collaborate on some stuff. Yeah. But unfortunately, he ended up passing. Yeah. So we had a lot of real life activists, brothers like Thug Titian, sisters like, what's the sister's name? I don't know if Mike V's still here. You know the sister I'm talking from Detroit. Statuesque One. Come on now. Come on now. So I provided with enough evidence for you guys, man. And you guys in the comment section, you brought up a lot more evidence. Yeah. And I know the disaster teacher is watching this, and his little minions, they're watching this. And 9 times out of 10, he might give a response to this video, but it's going to be a weak response. I already know. It's going to be a weak response because you can't really destroy the evidence that I provided and the evidence that Soul and Black provided. You can't. Oh, now I know you've been here for a minute. Yeah. People don't know. We built Fort Tough for war, man. Yeah. So you remember back when me and J Rider 4 got at it, right? Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm used to it. Soul and Black is used to it. You gotta realize the thing is with us 1.0 brothers, people like Mike V, Soul and Black, myself, Mr. Research, shout outs to him, and just brothers from the 1.0 era, we're used to war. We're used to it. It's nothing to us. Yeah. So let me do this. So I'm going to open up the panel. Here's the link. Here is the link for you guys can enter my panel if you guys want to speak. If you guys want to come up and speak and give your 2 cents. All right. But like I said, the rules are this: respect me, respect my platform, and respect the other individuals who may be on the panel with you. All right. We're not going to interrupt each other. We're not going to insult each other. We can disagree, but we can do it respectfully. What's up, Complex? Complex, you're on the panel. What's going on, bro?
Yo.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yo.
What's up? Yeah.
Okay, no, I was muted. Hey, what's good with you, fam?
I'm good. I'm doing all right, man. What's good with you?
Oh man, just chilling, man. I just had to come by real quick and salute you on this because I've been on record saying, bro, I would say 4 1.0 OGs who kind of matriculated me into this whole shit, right? And I always say it's you, Mike V, Nagone 11, and Soul and Black. Those are always the 4 I always credit. because y'all got the knowledge and the history. Like y'all shepherded me into it, and I 3.0 is because of us, dude. It was a continuation of 1.0.
Right,
Right.
correct. Agreed.
We didn't do 2.0. We did us collectively, us over here. We did not do that. What you proved was that what 3.0 is simply just a continuation of 1.0. Hence the politics, the geopolitics content that you just literally showed people like we were doing this back then.
Correct. And I definitely agree that 3.0 is a continuation of 1.0. You know, I agree. Yeah. And you brothers in the Brain Trust are doing a great job. And I know Soul and Black in one of his recent videos, he shouts you guys out.
Yeah,
you got
No, Soul and Black is an OG. He's an OG, dude. Like that's why I always credit him because he was around in the early days. Shit, like I would even say maybe as late as 2001. Maybe he was on a panel of ours.
2001? Oh, you mean 2011? 2001?
No, 2021. I'm sorry.
Oh, 2021. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
as soon as recent as like maybe 2 years ago, he was on the Brain Trust. So you came up on a panel.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was fairly recent. Yeah.
That's when he told me about Mike V, because when I first saw y'all and found y'all in 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah, 2018, and I spoke to Soul and Black, called Soul and Black. I was like, yo, there's this channel called the Black Brain Trust, and this brother named Mike V, he recognized who I was, and then Soul and Black said, of course he recognized you. You know who Mike V is, right? And when he told me Mike V's old YouTube handle from the 1.0 era, I'm like, oh, that's him? He was like, yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
So
Mike used to go under a different name.
yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, he been watching y'all for a minute. But Chaos Reign, welcome to the panel. Give your 2 cents on it. What's going on?
What's good? How you doing? I remember from the Black Brain Trust either yesterday or the day before yesterday. They mentioned about the other content creators that did content on a lot of things over the last decade. And as y'all know, me understanding YouTube and listening to it, I come across a lot of Black brothers, mostly around 2018. So even to the I think the 2.0 where we are keeping like different genres. That's why I heard about a Manosphere, including a Black Manosphere. So even today, when you show the old channels that still exist, which is a good thing because receipts and history is very important, you could tell by the years. If you click on the video, it'll tell you the date of the month and the exact day and year it came out. That's over a decade ago. So it's always good to keep receipts when people are trying to say that this is some new information. No, nothing's new. As long as you have the receipts and you can back it, it's even better proof. Because let's be honest, a lot of people like to run their mouth to say that they're innovators. They come up with original stuff. But I said we all take from other people. Let's stop this.
Hold on, Chaos. Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
But let's be correct. I have to correct you for a minute. It's not that a lot of people like to run their mouth. A lot of people like to run their dick suckers, because that's what that disaster teacher like to do, run his dick suckers. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So it's good that you lay out all the actual evidence. And it's good I come across this channel because it looked like some good information back 14 years ago that I probably, if I get a chance, I'll look at some of the short videos. But it's always good to know that this information has been talked about for some time. And like I said, the internet is an environment where you have to search for this stuff.
All right, you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds, and afterward, I'll have to pass the mic to Manda tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'll let Manda tomorrow talk.
All right, MOT, welcome. What's up?
All right, so I'm gonna have to do a restream of this on my stream because I got some very pyroclastic stuff that we need to do here. But we need to ask ourselves. So this dude had the information before he even asked the question. So he went around and created this whole arc about lying about 1.0, even though he had all the answers to his questions already, by going to a 1.0 guy who proved him. So what's going on here? Like, why do we need to waste time on this? Like, why did he waste all these people's time by lying to him? So it's like, okay, it's fine that he doesn't believe in the concept. Why drag everybody in your crew down this road for no reason? Why would you drag the PhDs who heavily invested in your character by allowing themselves to be seen and leveraged by you? Why would you do this to those people by doing stupid shit like this? Why would you do this shit to like Edward, keeping it 100, and Charles Faulkner, all these people who fuck with you? Why would you do this to those people? I mean, like, do you really want to prove that black men are so fucking stupid that you can say anything to these people? You can lie to them about anything and they'll never go anywhere? I mean, there has to be a real question that's asked about what's the purpose of doing things that just clearly don't need to be done. I think this is some type of medical shit going on with this dude.
Exactly. Maybe some yeah. Because check this out. To add on to what you were saying, man, of tomorrow, on one of Art New Stall's live streams, DC the Code Breaker, he went on there because he went on there to speak to BGS about the same situation, because BGS was asking that same question to DC. Where's the evidence of 1.0 existing? And DC had a catalog of videos that he downloaded all the way back then, and he showed one of them videos to BGS, and BGS still continues to ask the same question even after the evidence have been shown to him. So he's basically pretending as if no one showed him any evidence of 1.0 existing at all. Yet he claimed to speak and consistently be in contact with members of 1.0. So I'm like, wow. But you look, it's crazy. But go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I just got one more thing to add. It's just that at this point, it's time for action at this point. And you got people who want to still be on the theory nonsense, the endless talk over and over, but it's time for some action, man. It's time for some action. Like, we don't have any time for these older, and it's crazy that it's older people. I can see if you're younger, you was raised by one of these reptiles that you got sired by, you don't want the system to change because you're going to be left out in the cold. I get it if you're a younger person raised under those circumstances. Older dudes, why would you want to see black men go into this endless cyclic loop? I don't understand that, man. That's all I got. Thank you.
All right, no problem. And I'm going to pass the mic to Complex Design. Put your stink on it, bro.
Hey, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna walk out into the garage. Give me a second.
Yeah. But MOT, you're right. Because right now it's time for brothers to actually unite together and go out in the real world and actually engage in change that's going to help elevate black males and help
On the
elevate
local
themselves
level.
on a local level.
Local level. Yeah.
But it starts by elevating each individual, because we cannot sit there and try to elevate each other if we're not improving our own individual lives. So that has to come first. But then on a local level, yes, help elevate the black male collective, because we have more important things to talk about. Because after this, I'm done after this, because I've already proven my point. Me, Soul and Black, Mike V, I think we already actually made it cut and dry of 1.0 actually existing. So after this, I'm moving on to more and bigger and better and more important things. Because speaking to a guy like that is a waste of time. Go ahead, Complex. Go ahead. My fault.
Okay. See, so here's the thing, right? You ever notice in all of these discussions about the point O's, there's been some slight attempts at trying to say redefine or claim a 3.0 domain, right? And what I always found it interesting was that what we do know is that we've all kind of generally accepted this 0.0 paradigm scale, and you can thank Mike V for that. Okay, that was Mike V who created that. This whole 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 thing, that was even created by a 1.0 guy to contextualize this. I mean, who better to do it, right? And because it was largely 1.0 people that are behind 3.0, I guess the only thing that we're left to do is try to argue over what 1.0 actually was. Because there's no
Yeah.
way in hell.
Complex
There's
is
no
correct. I
way in
think it.
hell. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, because I was just going to say, you already know 3.0 is 5 years deep in, over 800 pieces of content, right? You see, so there's no arguing about 3.0. The stamp has already been laid down. We told y'all 5 years ago. We foresaw and said, listen, this ain't going to be the move. This has got a shelf life, y'all. And I think in 2023, with the advent and the onset of SVE, I think now the shelf life is being exposed for everybody to see. So guess what we now have to do? We got to scramble for something else. You better not touch 3.0. So guess what's there for the taking? 1.0. Because I guess nobody else is still around, huh? So I guess we could just redefine the shit and we can just say all kind of stuff. And brothers like Wacky ain't gonna correct the record. Brothers like Soul and Black ain't gonna correct the record. Brothers like Mike V ain't gonna correct the record. Come on, man. Stop playing.
I mean, like the only thing you could possibly do or redo is 2.0. That's the only thing you could possibly
That is
redo with the
literally your
SBE
only
stuff.
option, MOT. That
It
is your
is.
only
It is.
option.
It is your only option. I mean, because you can't have a guy coming through saying that he's gonna redo 1.0, and the only thing you gotta do is look at his community tab and be like, this ain't 1.0 content, man. 1.0 content had nothing to do with trolling women and making goofy faces and all this kind of. It had nothing to do with that. How come these people just can't go out and create their own shit? Why they gotta go and fuck up shit that already works? Like, dude, there's something really wrong with this black saboteur, man. It's getting sickening and disgusting to see this stuff from black men. Consistent.
All right.
But
So we're gonna. All right. Go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead.
I just got one quick question, whacking to the fellas on the panel. Of course, I wasn't here. I only got on Black YouTube like 3 years ago, so I wasn't here at all. But did 1.0, as y'all call it, did it actually have a actual name?
The name was the Black Male Collective Consciousness, which is by acronym the BMCC, and or we called it Black YouTube. So,
Okay. I just didn't know that. I didn't know if they called it 1.0. I ain't know what they called it. I just keep hearing
No,
1.0, but I didn't know if they had an actual name.
no, Pastor. At the time, right? At the time, it was called the Black Male Collective Consciousness. Wasn't that Soul and Black who coined that? Wacky
yeah, Soul and Black coined that phrase.
That was
So
Soul and Black who.
Yep.
Right. That was him who did that. And so you got to see what we did in 2018. We contextualized the waves because 3.0 was going to be the technocracy wave. This is where right now you got a lot of people who weren't talking AI before. Guess what they're doing now? Content on Chat GPT and stuff. They're talking AI all of a sudden, right? And we try to tell people, like, this is going to be the wave. 3.0 is going to be the tech wave. That's what it's going to be. Either you can get with it now or you're going to get with it later. And they decided that this 2.0 thing was going to ride out. So what Mike did was, when we contextualized what this next wave was going to be and we were going to define it, we also had to put the stamp down in the definition on what the second wave and what the first wave was. But the first wave at the time was called the Black Male Collective Consciousness.
Yeah. So
Yo,
Pastor, you
thanks,
got
because I
that?
didn't know that, y'all. I mean, that's some good info. Because I mean, I heard a lot of I even heard Big J trying to do a whole bunch of Black YouTube, Black Manosphere history, but I've never actually heard the Black. What was again the Black
Black Male Collective
Collective
Consciousness.
Black Male Collective Consciousness? I never heard that shit on Black YouTube. The 3 years I've been up here, the Black Male Collective Consciousness. I didn't know that's what I didn't know y'all had that.
Yeah. Actually, if you actually watch my video series called The History of the Black Manosphere, I spoke about that. I spoke about that in part 1. It's a 5-part video series. In part 1, I spoke about that. Yeah. So it was at the time, it was called the Black Male Collective Consciousness, or it was just called Black YouTube. So yeah. But I'm going to give Chaos Rain the mic, or his time to speak. So what you got to say, Chaos Rain? Put your
Well,
stink on it.
to add on what Man Tomorrow say, the reason why they will never do this, Man Tomorrow, because some men are lazy. It's easy to steal and take than give promises or do the work. Because let's be honest, if someone has to bust their butt to get different outcomes, most men are not going to really do that. So they say I got to find the easy and less resistance to get the same outcomes, and that's what you see right now. There's not really much I have to really add on here. I mean, like I said, I heard about the different versions of Manosphere, but I think Wacky kind of lay out the whole evidence. I'm not sure how long it's going to take before they come up with an actual rebuttal. But I will say it's pretty soon, since this video's out. Now, you can't put this on the rug now, because the channel still exists. I mean, I don't know how you're going to talk around that. And if you try to talk around that, let's be honest, you got to have a very slow following, in my opinion. Because usually people that have eyes wide open, they'll say, and not really question things, that is a form of occultism. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I expect a rebuttal also, but I expect that the rebuttal is going to be weak, because how can you rebuttal actual evidence? Someone asked for evidence, the evidence is presented. So the only rebuttal you can do is try to do some ad hominem or engage in some sort of logical fallacy / manipulation. I expect these things to happen, but once I do this, once this live stream is over, I'm moving on to something bigger and better, because this old person and his minions, they're a waste of time, But the thing is, don't lie on 1.0. Don't sit there and trying to rewrite history and trying to rewrite what 1.0 is, especially when you was not around at that time, and especially don't be no new nigga on YouTube trying to define what the Manosphere is, and trying to have a video titled Manosphere 1.0 revival. What type of bullshit is that? But let me see. MOT, you got the mic. Put your stank on it.
Man, it's just at this point, it was never the women. It wasn't white men. It wasn't the government. It was black men who came here to slow down our actual progress and movement. I want you guys to keep that in mind. It wasn't the gunocracy. It was none of this shit. It wasn't the Octane series. It was none of that shit. Men came here to shut down men's progress. And we got to be able to just move beyond these actual differences in opinions when it comes on progress, because there's a ton of work that need to be done. And I don't think concentrating on trolling women online or trying to get them to come back to the negotiating table, like none of that stuff has anything to do with you doing your actual due diligence within your own locale. I mean, I would just like, look, if you don't want to do that shit, then just move to a liberal area where shit works and just don't talk about politics at all or anything of substance trying to derail conversations. But there's a lot of black male saboteurs around here who want to keep the women in charge, to hide the fact that they haven't really made any progress themselves. And we just got to be able to do better. That's why I'm taking my leadership role in July and maybe August, so that way we can have like a public face to this and start actually going to these actual colleges and start talking to these people and then actually getting them on the actual line, rather than let our actual name be delegitimized by a whole bunch of people who just want to be here and exploit people's primitive desires for outcomes that's really not going to help. So we got to be able to take control of our own image rather than let these people not take leadership over it, but yet want to profit off it. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome, MOT, and those some great words. Yeah, that's a good idea. MOT stayed in July. He's gonna do more in taking up his leadership role and going to college campuses and speaking to these young college students. That's good. That's a great thing, and that's what we need more of that. I know Mike V, he does his thing out there in the Massachusetts. Oh, and speaking of Mike V, since he's here, Mike V, go ahead, put your stink on it, man.
Don't ask me nothing about the Celtics, bro.
Oh, damn.
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 No worry. If they keep the core team, they should be good next year.
Yeah,
Now-
they just need a pure point guard. They need a pure point.
I really thought the Celtics was going to take it because I said, listen, if this series go to Game 7, Celtics going to win. But goddamn, what happened? Okay,
What, Missoula, man. It's Missoula. It's not the Celtics. It's Missoula.
Playoff
of people
SPO
think.
happened, man. Playoff SPO happened.
Nah, man, I just want to jump in, man, because I think you did an excellent job really breaking this down, old man, the original old man. As I always say, I think the problem is that some people can't handle that they are not the end all be all of the space itself. You know, that there was a black male space prior to them even being around here. Even though the person admitted, you know, when I got here, there was nothing here. But that's not really true. You came when the room was empty, but not necessarily historically. That's just not true. And so for somebody to say that, we need to provide evidence, the evidence was provided to you. You just didn't accept it. And so that's where we are right now, that some folks can't handle the idea that black men were having these conversations on a deeper level fundamentally before. Now, you may have not had live streams back then, but you did have video content being produced. And as I said before on the Brain Trust, folks went to Generation X. They took a lot of their content over there. And once Generation X, the ransomware hit the server, a lot of that content was lost forever. Okay, you can't get it back.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to do about that? There's nothing that can really be done about that. Calling people cowards for not fighting back with women, that's not the strategy that brothers had. They didn't have that strategy to sit around fighting with women all day. People make their money their way, whether they're entrepreneurs or they work for the government or in the private sector of some sort. They got other things they need to be doing. YouTube is not the end all be all to their life. And so I think for 2.0, because of monetization, that has become their life. This is, their only the only source of revenue for them. Because if that wasn't the case, why put so much emphasis behind what you've done so-called with the so-called space? Whether you're bringing credentialed people or uncredentialed people, unscrupulous people, it's like there's so much emphasis behind what you've done to this space and what kind of alleged impact it has had on the global society. And no one can really point to where the real impact is other than, Frank James in New York, banging up the train, man. Like, I just don't understand why they don't take responsibility for that action, but they want to pretend like 1.0 didn't exist while claim to be 2.0 when the math don't make the math's not mathing, man.
Exactly. The math's not mathing.
Yeah, math ain't math. And so that's just what it is, man. I think we should actually get together one day, you, myself, DC, Soul and Black, maybe a couple other cats, man, and just sit down for have a reunion of 1.0. I don't think we need a whole lot of people. I just think we need to have the necessary stakeholders that understand the history through and through. I went over the technological differences of 1.0 versus 2.0. 1.0 wasn't just a YouTube thing. It spread across multiple platforms. And I don't think that people really understand that. I don't think people really understand that at all. But thanks for having me up, man. I really appreciate what you did out here.
All right, most definitely, Mike V. And I appreciate for you coming on, giving your input. And Mike V was definitely correct. 1.0 did not just stay on. It was not just on YouTube. It was on, like I just showed, the website called generationx.net. It was also on a few platforms that I do not have on the top of my head right now. But yeah. But I mean, the thing is that you have individuals who just they want to have the reputation of being the first person to start everything. They want to have credit for something that they didn't do, but yet don't take responsibility for all the other things that they've caused, like cause these motherfuckers to go crazy and shit. But excuse my language, but Pastor, I'll give you the mic. You've been quiet for a minute, Pastor. So if you got something to say, and after Pastor be Rael. All right.
I just said that one. I just said that one question. I think Rael. I said that one question. I think Rael was next. I said that one question about what was the. That's the reason why I came up is because I want to know what the actual original name of the space was. That was my first question. That's my only main question.
All right, no problem. So, welcome, Rael. Welcome to my panel. Thanks for coming on here. Put your stink on it, brother.
Peace, Wacky. Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat. Peace to Mike V that just left. Context is everything. It really is. And, this specific guy, he has specified on multiple occasions, through his own words, how he's in pro-Black circles. He has made that point very clear. I hate to say this because I know there are people who have done good work, or believe that they've done good work and they put forth good efforts in these circles. But we have to really understand that our notion of pro-Blackness is not really as concrete as we think it is. Many of us left those circles specifically because we saw the shenanigans that were being promulgated by specifically many older, particular gentlemen. And so you have two different types as well. You have the academia pro-Blacks who have the platform of educational institutions that bolster their credentials and their talking points and give them legitimacy in the eyes of the public at large. And then you have the corner store philosopher types, like this particular guy. And those two groups have really been the main obstacle of Black progress for the last 100 years. And because there was a time when pro-Black meant building Black institutions. And when you see these particular types of people, they never build anything. Even Amos Wilson talked about this, may peace be upon him. Even he talked about this when he talked about conscious people and how he had an easier time working with the ignorant Black people than working with the conscious people, because he said the conscious people don't want to do any work. And it's only fitting that somebody of this particular ilk will try to take away something other gentlemen have done, particularly younger generation, because what we're really dealing with really here is a generational issue as well. I remember distinctly when Roger at the Roger Report had a show on boomers.
You got 30 seconds, Rael. 30 seconds.
And he, I got into it with him and Uru, and the generational divide was very prevalent in that particular conversation. So it's not by accident that somebody who has never built anything is trying to take credit for something other men have built in the space. It's not by accident. It's a long history of this.
I agree.
I can agree with that too.
Go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead. Continue.
I can definitely agree with that. A lot of, because I even talked about this last night, because I went in, I spazzed out last night on old men and old women on YouTube and in these spaces, because it ain't just the old men, because these old men won't on the internet just by themselves. These old bras too. The old men and old women, they know they wrong.
But in this case, we're talking about how you have someone who just who wants to just completely eradicate history and trying to make history begin with him. It's just like how you have Europeans who make it seem as if civilization started with ancient Greece. When civilization started way before ancient Greece, when you go back to maybe ancient Egypt, ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Phoenicia, you know, it's sort of like this, what you find right now with this person who asked for evidence for 1.0 existing as if it never existed. But it's crazy. It's crazy because some people just want things to start and begin with them, when in reality they've never built shit, like Rael said. Excuse my language. But I'll pass the mic to Man of Tomorrow, and then afterwards will be Chaos Reign. So Man of Tomorrow, if you got something to say, put your stink on it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, this was something that just didn't need to be done. But this individual has been doing this over the entire time that he's here on YouTube. He do these type of things, and then he hide behind the ignorance, the collective ignorance of his audience, just pretty much proving that the individuals here are so strung out for actual female validation that they get kind of through him by him feeding them back into a bad situation, that they're willing to be lied to. They're willing to follow somebody who's disingenuous. And I don't think those are individuals that you can help. And I don't think that reaching out to these individuals and trying to pull them along a path that they're not even privy to is also not going to help. But what they're not going to do is they're just not going to do it under the name Black Manosphere. You people are something else. You're not Manosphere. I'm not sure what the replacements. I don't know, scabs in like the union sense, but I don't know why we would want to stockpile the space full of disingenuous people to take people deliberately off message, to feed people deliberately back into a situation that is not going to help them for their own private personal benefit. Like I don't get why that is, but it can't just be these people. There has to be more. There has to be more of these individuals. We got to shine a light on this. I'm like on the national. I mean, this need to be a nationwide conversation in Black America about these type of people, because apparently they keep popping up everywhere. Older men with all this information about, women and all this type of stupid shit. Like, bro, we got to shut this stuff down. We have to.
Right. We have to shut that. We have to shut that down and try and with all this nonsensical arguments, trying to bring a group of socially engineered females back to this negotiation table that never really existed. So, Pastor, I know you had something to say, but I have to be a man of my word and let Chaos Reign speak, as I stated before. And afterwards, Pastor, you can respond. And after Pastor will be right else. So, Chaos Reign, put your stink on it.
I'll give the floor to Pastor.
I'll be real quick. The same individual that you're talking about preaches against rugged individualism while literally practicing rugged individualism. It started all with me. Y'all got it.
Yeah. 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 And that's the thing. We like MOT stated, after this, we have to just move forward and let these people fall by the wayside, as they're already falling by the wayside anyway. Let's just let them continue falling by the wayside and not allow this person and his minions to try to pull more people to fall down with him. The ones who are already on the wayside, who are already down beyond the ditch, let them fall there. Leave them there. just prevent more people from falling down the ditch. So, Rael, put your stank on it. What you got to say?
Me and Complex, we did a show on the Brain Trust, dealing with how masculinity is developed, and we're going to revisit that. It's going to be a part 2 to that. And because I got some more information, I have been looking for this book, and I was able to finally get this book that deals with the elder initiation. Okay, you don't just become an elder because you get old. You have to be initiated into elderhood, just like you have to be initiated into your manhood. And what we covered in that particular show is how, because I actually had found this international study by this NGO that talked about the dearth of elders in communities across all the world, which they believe led to the lack of the social cohesion in all types of groups. Why there's such a lack of cohesion is because, in their view, it was because of lack of elders. So when we have been talking about the lack of leadership in Black America, when we point out these things, we have been getting so much pushback for years when it comes to the older generations. But the proof is in the pudding. You've had even international studies done on this, and so when you place yourself in the position of an elder, you have a solemn responsibility to the development of masculinity and manhood in the group of men that you cover. You don't take their energy to bolster yourself. You're supposed to take your wisdom that you have supposed to have gotten through your travels in life and show them the way and how to get to where they need to go in terms of using their masculinity to get there. And so we have to understand that this type of behavior is a betrayal. This is traitorous behavior. This is not something that any men can allow to just go without being addressed. There are a lot of young men who have come into these spaces for answers. And a lot of times when they come to these particular spaces, they don't get any answers. They get males who are trying to constantly take their energy, which is partly their money as well, for self-aggrandizement. And so we have to be very clear. This is traitorous behavior of Black masculinity. It makes it seem like this is who we are as a collective. When we look back in the history, which is why
30 seconds. You got 30 seconds, Rael. 30 seconds.
Which is why me and Complex have been really delving into the history of Black business, which we're going to be covering a lot of this in the next coming months, because we want to show that this is not who we are as men. We have a whole history of great men who went before us who did not play these type of games.
Excellent words, Rael. And I'll be waiting on that stream. Yeah, but the thing is, watch out for these so-called YouTube elders. Okay, I don't even think there's a such thing as a YouTube elder. All right, a person cannot be your elder, and the only time you can communicate with that person is from behind a computer screen. So you guys better watch out. But the thing is, it goes back to the viewing audience who have this thing of pedestalizing these content creators. But the thing is, once again, like I said, we have to let them fall by the wayside. But Chaos Rain, do you have something to say? Chaos Rain speaking after the pastor, and afterwards I have to end this live stream.
Well, my thing and probably closing remarks is this: that elders come and go, but you have to be very careful now, especially with certain information. Overall, and listen, I'll take information from anybody, and I bring my own conclusions. So nothing I think is not useful. How I think. My biggest issue is, and you follow BGS for a long time. He said himself he's tapped out. He always said, "Why should I care?" and all that stuff. And really, it's hard for me to find people that's a certain age just tap out. It's hard for me to really imagine that. I mean, I'm probably not around older dudes like that just tapped out after they reach a certain age, but he's one of very few of many I would say consecrators or elders that's just thrown a towel. So I think with him, he's just preparing for the people that he brings behind him to carry on what he's trying to do. But I just don't see him being around longer because you could tell there's frustration with certain people, and I think he has reached his boiling point. That's all.
All right.
Thank you again, and I'll tune in the next future live streams. Take care, Wacky.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Thanks for coming on, Chaos Reign, Pastor.
Hey,
I
Wacky,
guess
thanks for letting me up, and thanks for letting me ask that important question. And I want you to reiterate that name one more again to me, because I'm slow.
Nah, you're not slow, man. You're not slow. It's normal that we forget. It's called the Black Male Collective Consciousness. If you look at the video description box, I put that as a hashtag.
All right, cool. Thanks. Do that
The
for me.
acronym, the acronym is BMCC. So it's best to remember the letters BMCC, which represents Black Male Collective Consciousness.
I like that Black Male Collective Consciousness, and I feel like one individual is trying to take the Black Male Collective Consciousness through his age and him being one of the few ones that stayed around for the test of time. But come to find out, he is not one of the only ones that stood through the test of time. Then we got a lot of old pharaoh old pharaoh minded men and women on the internet, and they act as they really act as gatekeepers of information, popularity, because once you control information and popularity, you to a certain extent you control distribution of the information. And thanks for letting me know the history and the name of where the brothers really came from and what they was actually talking about at one point. The internet is a very interesting place. And thanks for letting me be a part of your live stream and get that question out there.
All right, no problem. You're welcome, and thank you for coming on to the live stream. But yeah, there you have it. I provide the evidence, and once again, like I said before, I do expect a rebuttal, but I don't think it's going to be a strong rebuttal. But anyhow, yeah. So there's no way in hell people can doubt the existence of Black Manosphere 1.0. Now, people can have their opinions and say that, and might say that Black Manosphere 1.0 was whack, or Black Manosphere 1.0 was this and that. It was all these other things. If you want to have your opinions about how good it was or how good it was not, that's your opinion. But to try to doubt or insinuate that Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed, nah, you're going off, man. Nah, you're going beyond the level of disrespect. Trying to erase the existence of a generation of Black male content creators who actually made a way for you guys to be here today. Because there would be no quote unquote Black Manosphere if it wasn't for the 1.0 era. Let me tell you that right now. There wouldn't be no Black Manosphere if it wasn't for the 1.0 era. Because we built the foundation of this shit. And when in 2015, when the so-called progenitors of 2.0 got kicked out of the white manosphere, what they did is that they came into an online space that already existed and grew in popularity by partially copying Tommy Sotomayor's style when it comes to making content. And then they coined the phrase Black Manosphere on it, on an online community that already existed previously. I want you guys to understand that. because a lot of people think that this space that we call the Black Manosphere was a product of the white manosphere. Not really. This online space was created independently from what we call the white manosphere or the mainstream manosphere. It's just that, once again, the progenitors of 2.0 got kicked out of the mainstream manosphere and came over here on this side, which existed long before they came around, grew in popularity, and renamed this space the Black Manosphere. I just want to keep reiterating that for so you guys that's watching me can understand that. All right. So you guys have a great day. I gotta go because I got some stuff to do. Peace. And shout outs to all the people who was, all the people in the chat. And shout outs to all the people that came on the panel. Special shout outs to Mike V, Complex Design, Man of Tomorrow, Chaos Rain, Pastor, formerly known as Pastor $40, Rael, and shout outs to, once again, to the people in the chat. Manosphere Hall of Fame, Nagone 11, and Simply Deep 1985. Who else? I already shouted out Manosphere Hall of Fame. Okay. Perfection in Progress, the Black Brain Trust. Well, three of the members of the Black Brain Trust came on here on the panel today. Ronin Unsung. Who else? Okay. Oh, my girl, the Antisocial Socialite Podcast. Why Even Trip TV Unleash. Azure Saints. Shaka Nulu. Mr. DJ Music. The Unapologetic Cool Brother. Oh, he said, I got so many videos and podcasts from 1.0. It's ridiculous. Exactly. BMT, Business Minded Talk. Tony Anthems. Tyrone Church. Khalil Bell. All right. I'm going to give a shout out to my troll Sugar Bum. Oh, never forget AM1. Shout outs to you. And that's it. So you guys have a great day. All right. Peace out.